our biggest win. Let's see. So the first thing that came to my mind was I was I was at one of the darkest places, trigger warning for mental health and stuff like that. I was at like one of the darkest places. You always think you're at the darkest place and then somehow you manage to fall into another crevice. It's even darker, but um so basically every all my resources, everything I was doing to try to help myself was, I don't want to say not working, but I was at a place where, you know, I I really needed something.
A win.
Yeah, I needed, so I was being um, kind of terrorized by these negative thoughts that impacted how I viewed myself. And again, like the paranoia about others and these thoughts of, you know, unaliving yourself or your worth that are not normal for me to have. And just this deep depression, anxiety, and I finally, I'm proud of myself that I was open about my journey to my counselors, people I could trust, and to my family because it felt a lot of the time like I was being weak. I was kind of falling for the that negative view just of ignorance. And so I, yeah, I finally had to ask for help in a big way and learned some things about me that I also, um, just another mental health, struggle, and coming to grips with that was very hard. And so basically my win is that even in that darkest time and when I did not see any hope, like I still chose to get help and to ask for help. And I'm I'm so glad that I did. There's been so many times throughout my life when I've had those kind of thoughts and I know something's off, and then I have times where I think I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad I'm alive. I'm so glad like that I experienced this. Um, so I think it also gave me a great um empathy and kind of drive to really educate and share that story. My counselor had told me something that really was helpful to me. She said, a lot of people don't understand, but when people are coming to the conclusion that, you know, the best thing or their only option would be to not exist, they're not being weak. They've actually to actually be at that point, you have had to go through so much that a lot of people don't understand. And so a lot of people can think, oh, they're weak for doing that. But actually, the amount of suffering and pain that you have to go through to be at that point, um, it's not a weakness. And then to ask for help, um, that takes a lot. And, like, thankfully for me, things got better, but, not everybody has the resources. And so that's why I like, um, to write Love on Her Arms and other, mental health organizations. I have, like sweatshirts that say like to the person reading this behind me, um, I'm glad you're here, and really just spreading that to people because you never know. And I hope like a lot of people don't ever know personally, but I think everyone needs to know the story.
Yeah. Just to like respond to that a little bit, I just want to say I'm so glad you're here, still here, and value your friendship so much. And I'm so proud of you for how you've handled things consistently, but this year. Yes. Um, and just to like reflect your story back to you a little bit from what I've seen, you have faced in the few years that I've known you, well, it's been like about 5, I think we've known each other about 5 years now, because I met you in 2019, so yeah, that's crazy.
Or was it 2018? Because
2019.
I
We got
started at where we were 2017 to 2018.
we
And then
came
I
to
think,
Florida in 2019. We were there 2019 and 2020. So,
okay, it feels like so much longer.
I know, I know. But yeah, just in the few years that I've known in those 5 years that I've known you, you faced so many obstacles, like health obstacles that a lot of other people will never have to understand, have to go through. And I feel like along with just, other relational, emotional life obstacles that come with that, and things on top of that. And it'd be so easy to seek help in the ways that you have and seen it not work. And you invest so much of your time and your resources into those hopes that don't turn out. And then to be able for you to keep saying, like, I'm going to get up and try again after it hasn't worked so many other times. Like, I think that that takes such a resilience, such a strength of character that a lot of people won't ever fully understand. But I see that and really respect that about you and admire just your strength that you are willing to like you're so determined like I'm going to care for myself. I'm going to keep doing this even if nobody gets it. Even if it fails again, like this is the best thing for me to do, and I'm so glad that you have had some wins this year and some of those things that you've said yes to. Like that's really impressive that you have the
Thank
stamina
you.
to keep saying I'll try. Like
I appreciate it. And I appreciate hearing like your view on as an outsider, like, because to me, again, it's different, but to be seen that way, it helps me kind of understand myself better and like make me more proud of myself.
good. I'm glad. You should be proud of yourself and have lots of compassion on yourself for everything
Yeah,
you've had to go through. That is painful in of itself and also is one of those things where like people aren't going to look at you on the street and know how much pain you're in or know what you're
right.
dealing with on a daily basis. So you're dealing with pain and you're dealing with being misunderstood a lot. And that's
Yeah.
really hard. So
Thank you. And I think that was a really big win in therapy this year. Um, Doing EMDR was, and then also the TMS, which uh Miracle I highly recommend to everyone. Um, Seriously, like changing. I I I found the capacity to love myself and to have compassion and to view things, to be proud of myself, to see my own pain and like hold that space for that part of me. So
that's a big win. That's a really big win.
yeah, it's the biggest. I feel like that's the biggest win, um, because it matters so much, and I know everyone seeks different things in life, but I know to me one of my what's been important for me to like have a life fulfilled or you know what I'm talking about? Like there's certain like some people like want to earn things, like some people want to go places, like achieve a title. And my thing is I want to be happy and like I want to I want to know who I am and to be able to express myself. That's something that's important to me. And so hearing you say things about my character makes me emotional because that's what's really important to me. And I'm glad that I have learned through the tough times. I've chosen to learn how to be more compassionate, more compassionate and kinder and um, like heal the bitterness and things like that.
That's so good.